Welcome back. Historic data has shown that road accidents are likely to increase over holiday seasons, particularly during the Easter weekend. This is generally characterized by a surge in traffic volumes, especially on the B1 route passing through Windhoek leading to either the southern or northern direction, while more congestion is expected on the B2 route leading to the coastal part of the country. Thus, members of the public should fully prepare for their road journeys in order to avoid loss of life on the country's roads over the Easter weekend. Joining us with more on this is the Senior Manager of Accident and Injury Prevention at the Motor Vehicle Fund, Mr. Ruben Uupindi. Mr. Uupindi, good evening and welcome.
Good evening and good evening to the viewers.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I want us to start by perhaps talking about what the most common causes are for road accidents during, the Easter holiday period.
Yeah, the common causes really are just like you have alluded to in your introduction. It's because of the influx of traffic on the two routes that you have highlighted, the B1 and the B2. But this year we're just adding on B6 because we have observed high traffic on the B6 to Hobabes, but also on the road from Grootfontein to Hobabes. Also an increase in traffic there. But we have observed factors such as speeding. People are impatient because of long queues, but also perhaps if the colleagues from law enforcement were here might highlight the issue of drinking and driving if they have the numbers. But generally, it's really those. Inconsiderate driving, it's a common factor in Namibia. People who do not consider others. Overtaking at blind spots, for example. These are some of the actions that our drivers take, especially when they become impatient because of long queues. We just observed a while ago that our law enforcement at Arandes were pulling off a few trucks just to avoid having that congestion, so that the small cars can pass, so that the trucks can be back on the road again. So these are really some of the factors that we have observed. Like we have highlighted the past few weeks and since last year, is to say that the research that we have conducted in 6 high crash regions is that 72% of crashes are really because of human factors. Yeah. And then you have 25% that is apportioned to the road condition and the environment, and about 3% is vehicle related. So it shows you that it's how we behave on the road, right, that is contributing more to the crashes that we experience. Yes.
What are our 6 high crash regions? If you can just take us through those.
Yeah, the number one is always commerce. Commerce account for about 43 to 45% of crashes.
This is annually?
Every year, year in, year out, actually. It can be, even if you take a weekly stats or monthly stats, you will always have a commerce higher there. And then you have Erongo, it's always at the second position. You will have Ochodonjupa and Oshana competing for number 3. It's either one is 3, the other one is 4, or one is, yeah, like that. And then you have Oshikoto, and then you have Kavango East. Those are the highest 6 crash regions that we have.
Is the MVA, does the MVA have any sort of campaigns that are happening around this time of the year in Easter
Yes.
in aid to address
Yes.
these concerns?
Yes, the MVA fund, together with other stakeholders in the road safety fraternity, our campaign continues from last week during Independence along the routes to Zambezi region. So we have just diverted the resources to, again, B1 and B2 and B6, and then we are also taking care of that road behind Khobabes to Grootfontein.
Right.
Because we believe that those that are coming for the newspaper cup, the Namibia newspaper cup in Khobabes, from regions like Zambezi, Kavango East and West, or Angwena, or Shana, or Musati, might use that road and not necessarily drive through B1 to Vendu. So we have teams that are doing road safety education in those along those routes, and then they will be supporting the law enforcement colleagues. Yes.
You mentioned, of course, that the statistics have shown that 72% of road accidents are caused by human error. Knowing that individuals are so inconsiderate and they're the biggest factor to the carnage on our roads, how do we begin to address this as the MVA, as members of the community, as law enforcement?
Yeah, I think what we have done and what we are doing, and it's really part of our national plan, the Decade of Action for Road Safety 2021-2030, is that we have categorized the road users. I think you have seen recently in the media, we're highlighting that the youth are the most affected in terms of drivers, but it's also in terms of fatalities. I don't have the actual stats now with me, but our programs have now to be data-led, and they also have to be targeting specific groups of road users. That's why the MVA fund, for example, our road safety programs throughout the year would include a program that we call Green Dot that targets passengers, for example, where we educate passengers on how to use safety belts and to make sure that they use safety belts, but also how they can engage with drivers to say, look, you are driving like this and my life is at risk. We also then engage them and educate them that they can make use of the platforms that are available to report traffic violations. So then we have programs that are targeting drivers to say some drivers do not have the necessary skills. Therefore, like public passenger transport drivers, we subject them to defensive and advanced driving, but also other drivers. We normally partner with institutions that have bigger fleets and they have drivers that are exposed because they are constantly on the road. But we have also other programs then that are targeting the youth from grassroots level, where we say we go to schools, we engage with school children, we help schools to establish scholar patrol, and make sure that there are also some speed calming measures that will help for vehicles to reduce speed. And then we also now looking at having programs for students at tertiary level to engage them on road safety and to see how we can encourage them to already have driver's license while they are at school, because we have observed that after finishing and graduating, they get good jobs, good paying jobs, and then they buy their Vrupas and those fast cars, and some of them then by that time they don't have the necessary driving skills to operate those fast cars. So these are some of the programs that we have. We have many programs that are typically targeting specific. We have workplace road safety program where we go to different institutions and engage their employees on road safety issues. We have programs that are targeting women. We always, with other stakeholders, organize Women in Road Safety conference where women come together and discuss road safety issues. So it's a lot of programs that we have. And during the peak times, like now, we again come together with all the stakeholders and say, what would be our specific target for this period? Yes.
So, of course, it is Easter. People are traveling up and down and around the country. Are there any particular road hazards or challenges that drivers should be aware of during this Easter season?
I think we all know now that Namibia has the best roads. Someone was saying maybe we need a few potholes to help us to reduce speed.
We need to slow down.
I think we really have the best roads in Namibia. But we have those notorious roads that you have mentioned actually in your introduction, and I think we have mentioned them already, your B1 and the B2.
Right.
I remember the colleagues, the leadership from Ochodonjupa saying, yeah, people are saying Ochodonjupa is a problem, but all of you come from different regions where you live and you can cause problems here.
Right.
So we have those two routes, B1 from Nordweer up to Oshikango, and we have the B2 from Ogahanja up to Walfish Bay. Those are really our problem roads that we always targeting, and we still need to do more, and we will continue to advocate for road safety along those routes. But we also have new roads that are coming up. I think the Ocho Kamanyab or Makange roads, not new, but there has been an increase in the usage of that road. I think we have observed that people who are from Kunene and Musati region would prefer to go through that road. So there is an increase in traffic there. And then you will see that statistics for 2023, there was a major increase in crashes for Kunene region. The same for Kavango West, for example. It's because of the development that is happening around those regions.
On that note, Mr. Uupindi, your words of advice to drivers to ensure their safety as they travel during this Easter period?
Yes, not only drivers, I think it's all the road users, but specifically to drivers, we are saying prepare and plan your journey. Make sure you rest well enough to avoid things like fatigue and so on, and make sure that you yourself is fit to operate your vehicle, and your vehicle is fit to be on the road. And we are saying please adhere to the road traffic rules and regulations, be patient and be considerate of other road users. Also look out for other road users, because any one of us can make mistakes. And we are saying the system should be able to accommodate these mistakes. So every road user, every driver has to be on the lookout. Don't see someone making a mistake and now you are just flashing and hootering instead of reducing your speed, also to accommodate some of those unintentional mistakes. So, but we are saying people must be safe on the road. All of us should become road safety ambassadors so that we can achieve the decade of action for road safety goal of reducing fatalities and injuries by 50% as we approach 2030.
What is the MVA hotline? Is it 9296, the number to call if you either are in a crash, if you'd like to report something?
If you want to report traffic violation, our number is 061 222 888. But for reporting of crashes, the number is 9682. It's a toll-free number. All these two numbers are also 24 hours. 9682 for reporting of crashes, and 222 888 for reporting of traffic violations.
Mr. Uupindi, thank you so much for your time and thank you for joining us.
You're welcome and thanks for having us.
That was Mr. Ruben Uupindi of the MVA speaking to us on road safety as it is Easter weekend, and we know there'll be a lot of traveling. The number to call, the toll-free number 9682. If there's any road crashes that you witness or of yourself that you'd like to report, you can give them a call. We'll be right back after this.